All right, there we go. 1, 2, 3, test, test, test. 1, 2, 3, test, test, test. And it looks like we are ready to roll, everybody. All right, sorry I wasn't able to stream last night, everybody. You guys know I was busy moving all the desk around and stuff like that, and it looks like came together pretty well. I do have to move my camera a little bit closer. I feel like I'm pretty distant compared to normal. However, things are a little bit nicer. You guys can see the TV in the background now. I need to move my sofa around a little bit because I'm kind of scrunched up here, but I still think things are pretty much doing well. Bitcoin's on a tear right now. I did buy the breakout like I told you guys I would if it did occur a few days ago here. And so today is really going to be about just chilling, relaxing to Sunday, nothing crazy, watching Bitcoin prices, watching all these altcoins that are trying to have their come ups here. And of course, if you guys want to look at certain stuff, we are good to go here, okay? So, hey Zane, C-Jax, Zane again. Hope you guys are all having a good day. To bring everything around again, basically, sorry I wasn't able to stream yesterday. I was able to bring my desk back into my living room here with the help of my sister who just got back from college. And now instead of being in my extra bedroom over there, which I need every now and again, now I can actually stream in here. I am on a wood floor, which is great because that means I can actually swivel my chair instead of being on a carpet, which is horrible. And now we can talk about Bitcoin and all that good stuff, right? So let's get on with it here. There we are. Okay, so Bitcoin over the last few hours did break out. I did buy the breakout earlier today. I was optimistic that we might even break out here, but it looks like we need a little bit more time to cook. We did have a breakout here. You could actually see on the 15-minute chart, might be easier to see. I bought right around here. My stop loss is right about here. We did take an initial dump, but I was able to hold on to that one, luckily. And now Bitcoin is tearing it back up. Now, as far as those scale out levels, and if you guys have questions about this later on, I'll let you know. What I did is I did a 1 hour Fibonacci extension from A, B, C, and that'll bring you out with a few levels here depending on when you guys actually want to sell. And again, I bought this on a day trade when usually I don't do these types of day trades, but my first level to scale out is going to match up with that tie point right here. That is going to be about $68,098. I set mine at $68,000 just to get it over with. I don't expect it to go straight up like it's been going, though. I anticipate we're going to have a cooldown here eventually. And then after that, we do have one closer to 69,725, or this one is 69,730 or so. That's gonna be the next one. This one is probably going to be a 20%, another 20%, and the rest of it will be if Bitcoin can go back over here and start getting closer to those all-time highs. I was going to do this one, but then I realized how crazy that was because of, you know, what we've been doing over the last few weeks here. So instead, I just tipped this off here, and I tried to see if there was anything new. There's really not. So I'm pretty much going to decide a zone here between, you might say, around 72,500 to be done with this trade here. And if we do make our limit, our price target right up here around $70,000 or so, I will move the stop loss up to whatever consolidation level actually ends up being over here. I thought I might want to move it up here, right? And I probably will do that actually, but as this continues to go higher, this should come back down eventually, and that bottom is probably where I'm going to do my stop loss, because that's where we see all the momentum shifting. I told you guys yesterday, or excuse me, Friday evening, I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted to do this buy because the daily charts hadn't necessarily gone back into bullish territory, so I'm still a little bit kind of iffy about how long I do want to hold this position, but so far it is netting a good amount of profit here, so I am going to continue to hold it and move up the stop losses as I feel is warranted. But again, even right now, I'm still a little bit worried that we might get bashed down to, later on today or tomorrow with this Bitcoin move, so I'm trying to take it nice and easy. The other thing you guys might be aware of here is if I go back over here to the SMA and I go over to the 15, you'll see that right now we're getting slammed right up against that 20-day moving average. That seems to be the current level of resistance. We should be able to consolidate and break through that over time. I just wonder how long it's actually going to take, but it seems like the 20-day moving average is going to be something big. If we do manage to break above it today, that could lead to Bitcoin having a monster day going all the way back above $69,000, which usually the volatility happens as you come up and you test and you break through those 20-day moving averages, okay? So, hope you guys all doing a good Sunday, or having a good Sunday, excuse me. I got myself a nice little Opus X to celebrate a Bitcoin breakout. Although it already went out because I was talking to you guys for so long, but that's okay. There we go. Good enough. All right, now let's back up here. Interesting breakout from Bitcoin, but I think if you look at it this way, Where's that 4-hour chart? You know, buy the 4-hour close and you're good. It did sink down, but it shouldn't have hit any of your stop losses unless you guys had a very tight stop loss, right? And hey, Crypto Nikki, happy to see you. DJ Arab Money. Oops. All right, guys, hold on. I normally have this wire. I don't want to do this. Let's move this just over here. My desk isn't 100% situated because I just kind of got it set up a few minutes ago. So I still got stuff moving around here, like wires and whatnot. And Crypto, it was nice yesterday. Was able to move the desk around. You guys can see now. Loki just sat down on the sofa, so he's having a good time now. Let me see, just the face here. There you go. So now you guys can see the background a little bit more. I did want to move stuff that way a little bit more, so you guys aren't looking at my wall as much. But I think it's good enough for now. I guess if I technically wanted to, I could slide up the camera more, but that just means you guys see less of this area and more of just like my head, which would kind of be weird, like a head plus a TV. But it looks okay. This is some of those. I watch those 4K Ultra HD or 8K Ultra HD videos on YouTube quite a bit. I love them, and it just reminds me why I bought the TV in the first place, to see really good graphics. Loki says hi over here. Hey boy, how you doing? He still has that split on his paw, so he's going to the vet on Tuesday. But he's basically been getting pampered all day, every day. But things are going well, and I even got myself an Opus X right here. I got myself one of those Cubans from yesterday. They're one of these honkers right there. The Royal Robusto is what's called. Then I also got myself a Padron Family Reserve, which is one of my new favorites here. 85 years. This is one of those good ones. I need to find myself a box of these actually, but I hear they're kind of hard to come by. So I'll have to ask a friend if they know anybody selling them in any other parts of the state. But things are still going pretty well. He wants a treat, but he can't get any. He snagged a whole half bag of treats the other day, or not half bag, but he snagged a few. So I'm monitoring him for snack watch. But he's doing okay too. There we go. And hey, Thomas, happy to see you back, man. Time to pop in some cigars. I know, right? I'm happy to see Bitcoin breaking out right now. It doesn't look too crazy on the 15-minute chart, to be honest. Once you go over to the hour chart, you can really start to see how we started to chug around here a little bit more. And now we start to add in some of those other levels of support. And we still have to worry about what happens if we break down below this. But hopefully, come Monday, you know, we might have some momentum giving us a little more of a breather here. I really don't want to break down below this support level around $60,000 because, again, that's where we start going into the 50s and so forth, and that gets messy really, really fast. And so if Bitcoin's able to consolidate, as ugly as it may look on the daily charts, again, as ugly as this may look, that does open the door for us, again, to have a larger move week after week, which is, I think, what we're all looking for. You go over here to the weekly candle. Let's just get... actually, let's go back to the hourly chart here. Let's open this up. There you go. You go over to the weekly candle. It doesn't really look that great here, right? So I'm hoping, because you got negative happening here, maybe a negative going to happen here pretty soon. If we're able to have something that looks pretty abnormal, we might just have the opportunity to go much higher. It's going to be a stressful time, guys, for the next week. So just keep that in mind. But, you know, last bull market, it wasn't unheard of that we just found a supportive floor for a little bit of time and then we continue to rally up. Hopefully we can have something like that. Again, it's not as rare, I guess you would say, you know, because typically the bull markets only last for a certain amount of time here. But we have been known to have these flush outs, then consolidate, and then come back up during a bull market. Hopefully that can come around. I'm still waiting for the oscillators to get me there, you know, because right now, usually during all this, most of the stuff turns, we saw one thing sun green. Over here, the stochastic turned negative, RSI turned negative with the MACD turned green, or stayed green, excuse me. So I'm hoping we can have something like that where, hey, you know, we'll just wait for a big boom to come in, trust that the bull market's going to help us. But even then, I'm still not even doing any swing trades here. Well, this could be theoretically be a swing trade, but I'm moving up my stop loss to such a way that if it does start falling down, I'm going to be out of it pretty darn fast. Because, you know, tomorrow opens up the market, or tomorrow the market opens up, and I don't really want to have to worry about everything when I wake up and then, you know, and the market's already been open for a few hours, something like that. There we go. Hey Haram, hey JR and Jake, hope you guys all doing well. Yeah, I have been watching Dogecoin. Dogecoin's been like, hey, let's just ignore everything going on over the last few days. Let's just go up without Bitcoin. And there you have it right there. Why are there no moving averages on here? Everything is turned off. There we go. And let's open smart money. No, let's go to this smart money then. So many order blocks. Why so many order blocks? 2 and 2 perhaps would do the trick. There we go. Yeah, but Dogecoin came back over to the previous levels of resistance here for the most part, right? I'm curious to see what happens next, but because Dogecoin's been able to make a move, you've seen it be able to lift up a bunch of other tokens. So it's also been lifting up, where's Bonk at? Bonk is getting lifted up a little bit here. It doesn't look like it, but it's up 9%. Shiba's up 3%. Shiba's still underperforming, and I'm not entirely sure what's going on with it, but we'll watch it here. WIF is up 23%, still going strong. Floki's up 4%. Miro's up 12%. This one has come down a lot. And then Baby Doge is up 3%, and Milady token is up 12%, kind of moving up a little bit better. And then Boom here, this one's a little stagnant here, but ultimately it's such a low market. Oh, it's no longer a low market cap one. What am I talking about? This one's just been a little bit more interesting. This is the daily chart as well. 4-hour chart. Still going sideways here. False breakouts happening, which isn't a good thing to see. So yeah, that's not the best, but overall things are looking pretty well here. There we go. You guys see that? I think you guys can. Everything looks fine there. Good. Yeah, okay. I gotta let this reset because when I open it fresh, it doesn't reset. There we go. Okay. Last 24 hours, we have Ondo, WIF, CFX, ICP is up 11%. Jupiter's up 10%. Flare, Beam, Bonk, Dogecoin, all making some really good moves. Even Ajax and whatnot are over here making some really good moves. And then we have some of the ones that are not doing well is World Token and Gala, but it's like 0% or 2% down for Gala. Gala has been moving up pretty well over the last like 30 days, what, 109%? It's not doing terrible, so I'm still happy with the way everything is going at this point in time. And then of course, if I go over here, I forget how much we were down on Friday. I think it was 170 bucks or something close to that. Now we are down only $70, which is kind of nice here. Now we're seeing a little bit more green in our positions. Still a lot of red, don't get me wrong, but the WIF token is making us some profit here. Is there anything down still a lot though that I might be looking to buy into? Because I'm not entirely sure. I'll just double down into Ethereum a little bit here. Ethereum is a, let's go with just a small $30 position to double down into this one. Ethereum is something I did a forex leverage with. It's the only one that has a forex leverage, and I'm going to try to play this out over the next few months to see what happens with the ETFs and whatnot. And as news kind of builds up and the fervor kind of gets in there, I'm hoping to sell sometime around there, and then maybe re-enter a position if there's a dump right afterwards, just like with the Bitcoin ETF. After that dump, perhaps I'll be more likely to buy into Ethereum and see if it goes up a little bit more. So that's kind of the plan right now, and I'm hoping it does take off. As far as news, I haven't heard much going on here. Let me see. I've been looking up NAB show. Let's see. Coming up from mom's basement before dinner when Bitcoin hits $100,000. Oh man. Let's see. I don't see much news though. I mean, there's not really much posted over the last few hours, so I don't see much news here. Central banks are scammers, yeah. A boxing match, yeah. RFK. RFK is trying to position himself as the pro cryptocurrency candidate, but basically there's not much news going on here, so that's something to see here. Okay, yeah, hope you guys are all having a good day. Bitcoin's on a tear right now. A lot of other tokens are still making some good moves here. I know we talked about some of those meme tokens, but everything else like AI tokens and whatnot, they're still kind of calm. Ocean's up 3% today. RLC's up 5%. GRT's up 6%. RNDR is up 2%, so not really much here. World tokens pretty much unch, and then Ajax is having a nice little pop off around 7% actually. Look at that. So Ajax may be taking the lead here, and my beloved FA is pretty much doing nothing. And then Fetch AI, excuse me, that one's up around 7% as well. So plus NMR is up a little bit too. Excuse me, guys. Last but not least, ICP has been making a move. This is the 4-hour chart. Some of these things are breaking out well before others, but you're seeing ICP right now run up against a level of resistance, so you should see some profit taking soon for those people who bought this last breakout. or decided to buy some of these older support levels from way back over here. If they were able to buy at those support levels, I should say. There we go. All right, 15-minute chart. The big thing, just so you guys understand what's happening right now, is that Bitcoin is running up against a 20-day moving average. Let me put it on the chart for you very fast. See it right there? That's what basically we're running up against right now. So I'm gonna keep that there just as a little bit of a level of resistance for you guys to see. And we can chill, talk about whatever tokens you guys want to talk about, or talk about whatever you guys want to talk about here. I have to keep my new area all clean. I washed everything up, I wiped everything down, and I'm already making a mess of it with the cigar ash here. Let's see. And hey, Jake, I appreciate it. I spent a little bit of time on this setup here. I do got to work on the background somehow, but I think it's just my camera's too high. So if I move the camera a little bit closer, a little bit lower, it should show things behind my back a little bit more. But honestly, this sofa is raised up a little bit more than normal. So that's probably why the sofa looks so tall. It's the dog for me. When do you think it will dip tonight and buy and sell levels? Only for tonight when I buy Doge on a dip? I don't know when it's gonna dip tonight, because so far we don't have any semblance that things are gonna dip right now. Well, over the past few days is when I've been buying Dogecoin and stuff like that. It's been pretty much for the last whole week, right? We've been loading up on different tokens that you guys want to buy. Right now that they're kind of bouncing off some of those lows, Dogecoin especially, it hasn't had the best opportunity to dip, so to speak. You know, here's the daily chart with Dogecoin. You would have wanted to be dollar cost averaging as we went down. It all kind of started on this Friday. This is when we started, well, this is when I started dollar cost averaging, I should say. This was, I put out the videos talking about this type of stuff. I would have been buying around here, even over here, so you don't have to necessarily worry about buying right here. Right now, if you're buying Dogecoin, you're buying it right at against a level of resistance, which is going to be kind of hard to do, because usually we're going to be bobbling down for a little bit, consolidating, or it might actually pop, but again, you don't want to predict that because not everything is pointing towards bullish just yet. Although I will say this is even more bullish than Bitcoin is at this point, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily excited to buy Dogecoin at these levels. The levels that I've been buying up different things have been all the way down here. I mean, I started over here, right? Over here, over here, over here. Heck, we just bought Thursday, which was over here, right? So that was the proper time to be buying stuff right now. Or if you wanted to, there was a breakout that we talked about on Friday evening, I think, as well. That was the time where I told you guys I was going to be buying back into the market here as far as Bitcoin long trade. So right now it's already kind of started. You might see a little bit of dip for consolidation coming up maybe over the next hour or something, but it's going to be hard to see how long you want to hold that. Holding that is going to be the hard thing for most people out there. There we are. And hey, Jake, I hope so. Doge has been doing pretty well so far the last 3 to 4 days now. Let's see. My favorite gaming coin is probably going to be just Mana. Nice and simple. If you want a low market cap coin, I bought a little bit of UFO token and a little bit of not Stellar. Spell token, that's the other one right there. There you go. Hey, Daisy Life Stuff, if you want a Bitcoin update, I just went over it just a few minutes ago. There we go. How long will the bull run last for altcoins? It'll probably last a few months here, but we still have to wait for the halving. Right? Yeah, you guys can see that. We still have 25 days, 22 hours, and 46 minutes. It's just been interesting. All this stuff has been happening before the halving. And again, sometimes I think it is fair to just zoom out and be like, hey, guys, remember, Bitcoin is still at $67,300, right? And the weekly candle closes in about 6 minutes and 55 seconds or so. We're still looking pretty good here. I think next week is going to be really crucial, though. I mean, every week has been crucial so far, but this one upcoming, we're gonna really have to try to make a large surge to go higher for new all-time highs, or we're gonna get bogged down in a multi-week, multi-month consolidation, which is gonna last all the way until like April or something, which is just gonna be absolutely brutal to deal with here. And hey Jake, yeah, definitely no buying Doge right now. Like you said, the dollar cost average or buy into the dip up about 6 or 7% per day on the past week, but I'm looking to hold it for 18-cent resistance and hopefully it holds. I mean, that's typically the best way of going about it, but dollar cost averaging last week was a good hedge in case Bitcoin does try to make a good breakout, or if you guys are just looking for some of those longer term moves. I don't think a lot of people took the opportunity to dollar cost average at all last week. So you might see differing opinions on how much they should be buying right now versus later on. Like, it was a lot easier for me to buy Bitcoin when it was down here at $65,000, $64,000 than it is for me to buy Bitcoin right now at $67,000. Although, got the breakout here. The 1 minute chart, excuse me, the 1 hour chart still bullish. The 2 hour chart still fairly bullish. You're running up against resistance, of course, but the 4 hour chart still bullish. And the daily chart has an opportunity by Tuesday to also be bullish. So we could actually finish off next week at some really good levels here, especially with what the Fed did. I think that the thing that still needs to be said, which could still bring Bitcoin down this week, is this. Is going back to that dollar index chart that we were talking about. All right. So this is closed, and I think it opens up in a few hours. Oh, it already opened back up. Opened up about an hour ago. All right. So if this breaks out this week, that's what leads Bitcoin to go back down below 60,000 bucks, in my opinion. So far, though, we're back open. Let's see what happened. Open right here. Yeah, pretty much. Bounce back off, we're coming back down. There's no breakout happening. If we start to see this sucker breakout, that could be pretty nasty for Bitcoin, because of course, as Bitcoin's been going down, this thing has been rocketing up due to a few factors, mostly Jerome Powell, Japan, Europe and stuff like that, your typical currency factors. And I think there was a little bit of worry, I guess, the other day with the stuff happening in Russia with the terrorist attack and stuff. So let's hope that this continues to come down. We don't see any abnormal spike that causes a breakout. That could definitely cause Bitcoin to at least slow down or downright come down. Yeah, I think that's probably right way to say that. There you go. And right now you're just seeing Bitcoin getting rejected by the 20-day moving average, and we're gonna have to see if we can consolidate a little bit longer, then try to make a higher move up. So for now, let's probably get rid of this level of resistance right here. We already broke out above it, and we'll kind of watch this play out. There's a pretty tight uptrend here that I don't think we're going to hold, but it seems like bulls are trying to make a push here. So, Bitcoin's at 5%. You're seeing a bunch of other stuff like bonks up 9% and so forth. ICP's up 12. We're still seeing momentum as far as altcoins are concerned, and I think that altcoin momentum should be a little bit better than Bitcoin, hopefully over the next few days, just because when Bitcoin's going sideways, that's a better scenario for altcoins. And you can say, for now at least, Bitcoin's been going sideways at least for the past 5 days, maybe even 7-8 days, if you want to put it like that. But since we were having those higher lows, I'd probably just put it over here to the last 5 days or so. So I would bet on altcoins a little bit more than Bitcoin here, unless you're day trading, of course, like I am. And hey, Crypto Diva, bullish on Dogecoin. Oh, so far it's been putting out a lot of good money here so far. Am I dollar cost averaging manually? Always. I always dollar cost average manually. You can do it automatically if you want to, especially if you don't care necessarily. For me, I never know exactly how much I'm investing in particular coins until I see the charts. If something is dropping down a lot harder than others, I typically will put a little more money than normal into that type of token, etc. It really just depends on what I'm looking at for each individual chart. Like, I'll give myself maybe a weekly budget of $1,000 or something to put into different coins. I may only spend $500 to $700 of it if I don't see stuff that I want to dollar cost average into. Shiba's on the buying phase. Yeah, Shib just it's been having some pains for sure, but that's just because it ran up against a historic level of resistance. go over here to the weekly charts, right? Big level of resistance right there. It's come back down a little bit, but it hasn't broken down completely. Let me in fact go over here to maybe the 4-hour chart and just extend this chart out a little bit more. All right. There you go. I guess you could probably do it to the high point right here if you really wanted to, but there you go. But still, you know, it's barely hit into that zone at all. And it's trying to make a little bit more of a comeback right now. Again, the 20-day moving average for this is right over here. So you might even have a nice pop back over here to what, 30.84 fairly soon. So that could be something worth watching. But it definitely has to make a larger pop. It's moved down a little bit more than Dogecoin over the past few days as well. I'm gonna go over here to the top 100. Yeah, right now, it's the number 12 token on coinmarketcap.com. Just a few weeks ago, it was like at number 8 or something like that. Dogecoin got moved down a little bit, then ADA got moved down a little bit here. Actually, yeah, Dogecoin just overtook ADA again. AVAX came up out of nowhere for that 54% gain the last few weeks. Toncoin just came up a little bit over the last 7 days as well. So you can see like Toncoin is up 28% over the last 7 days. Shiba Inu is down 5%. You know, it's just losing some ground here. Not terrible, you know, probably better time to be buying it now than before, honestly, of course. But I think pretty soon you might see Dogecoin go back up to the number 8 spot, excuse me, the number 7 spot here, if we could overtake USDC. And then of course, XRP is a little bit out of reach, but if we go through another rally here, guys, you know, we're gonna start seeing some of these altcoins really take some of these larger moves here. There you are. But for me right now, that 20-day moving average right here, that's gonna be something where we need to watch it pretty closely. I'm gonna take it off right now just because it looks kind of funky here, but you guys know that there's a level of resistance right up there that's really trying to push us down here. And hey, Nicholas, I was dollar cost averaging that whole dip. So was I. So it's been kind of interesting and fun to trade it. What did I tell you guys I was doing? I was loading up more on AI tokens, meme tokens, and of course some metaverse tokens. Although I guess I didn't buy up as much of the metaverse tokens as I probably wanted to, but I'm still happy with what I did. And guys, just so you guys know, we're not out of the woods yet. It's not like we're about to buy right now and just go parabolic. We're just having a little bit more luck, and we're in a better spot than we were just a couple days ago. I should say that. It's not like we're out of the woods just yet. Cardano is garbage. I think a lot of people believe that. I don't know too much about ADA, honestly. It's just never been something I've been interested in. I've always liked Solana and Matic a lot more, you know, Polygon network. Hey, no worries there, Money. I appreciate it, my man. I try to make as many videos as I can, although I still have to make some videos here because I spent all yesterday moving this freaking desk around. Had to unscrew it, pick it up, move it over here. All the camera, like you guys have no idea how many wires I have built up in this thing. So many freaking wires. What's popping with XRP? Nothing. XRP does nothing lately, so I just be very careful about trading it. I've been burned by it a few times here. We just started off a new day, right? It's done nothing since March 2nd. Or you might say it's done nothing since January 3rd. Or it's done nothing, you might say, since August of 2023. Or you might say it's done nothing since May of 2022. Or it's done nothing, you might say, from May of 2018, right? We're still at this level. I'm hoping we can have something of a larger move here over time. You know, there was a breakout, as bad as it was. There was a breakout that happened here. It's just that it failed multiple times. And now it looks like, you know, you just gotta hold on to it if you want to, but the volatility, like the swings on this, if you bought the breakout right here, it swung 15% down, or excuse me, 14% down, and then it swung up 19% up, then it swung back another 8% down, then it swung back up another 7% up, then it swung down another 10% down. Like, and then you're right back to where you started right now. That's absolutely insane what XRPs are doing. But if there's court cases this week, that should really give it a little bit more momentum, at least for people to talk about it. And right now, we just started a new weekly candle. You can see we're coming down a little bit. This will be interesting to watch because typically we'll have a wick, right? A wick for part of it, and then we'll see if we're able to come back up here. But this is just kind of a normal part of the new weekly candle. There you go. And again, getting rejected off of that 20-day moving average here. major candles on Dogecoin. Doge has been freaking great, Drake. And hey, Destruction Cardano is the best chain next to Bitcoin. There you go. Got a ADA guy here. He could probably tell you a lot more about it than I could. And hey, Kenobi, happy to see you, my man. That's it here. I'm putting my last 70 into Solana. What do you call it? Solana has been pretty good over the last few weeks here. It just depends on how long you guys want to hold this stuff. That's really what it comes down to. I've only, damn it. Gotta be careful with this. Well, let me see if I can change the way my mic is. You guys don't mind this flat for now. I totally forgot my train of thought here. I'll skip it, whatever. Hey Mike, what do you think about puts on Adobe at 485 expiring 4.5? Just had bad earnings here. W 485 expiring 4.5. So how long does that give you there? It's my calendar. So you want to hold them for a week out? Okay, good timing there. And you said puts 45. Bearish. I would think you should see that work out pretty well. I might scale out a little bit earlier, and I might double down once you start to break down below this previous support around 485, depending on how long you want to hold on to it. Because what I'm looking at right now is, like, you go over to the 1 hour chart, you can definitely see this may try to have a shorter term bounce before making that dip. If it tries for that bounce, that might be a better opportunity to try to hop into it here. There's not too much of a breakout here trend. Yeah, just be careful of that for better opportunities to be buying in. It looks like it should do fine, especially if you're buying a couple weeks out here. 15-minute chart. Yeah, it's still a little bit more bullish here. 1 hour is on the verge of going bullish. I might buy towards the end of day tomorrow if you're looking to do that, just to make sure it doesn't have that breakout and try to go on a little bit longer. Because this thing could always just try to make a higher low here. Because I believe with Adobe, I don't watch this all the time. Yeah, but it did have a pretty big bounce back after that last bad earnings report. It did have a pretty decent bounce back here before eventually going down, and it always kind of goes down slow until it goes down fast, which is why I don't trade it all too much. But let's hope this is the most of the bounce you're gonna get here. But I'd say it'd be worth doing a small position on it. Last few earnings reports, this one also went down here, bounced up pretty aggressively before coming down more. Yeah, if it follows history, it should come back down quite a bit more. Last time I had a good earnings was all the way back over here in June of last year. Holy moly. I would say it's fine, but just really pay attention to what's happening on Monday morning and so forth. There we are. Can Doge go to 1.5? I'm guessing you mean $1.50. I guess theoretically yes, but I wouldn't necessarily bet on it for this cycle. Right now, my price looking for Dogecoin is probably closer to $1 to $1.25 at the highest right now. Maybe if it gets another really big push or there's some really good news coming out with Elon Musk, that could possibly make it go a lot higher. But I haven't seen much news out there between Elon and Dogecoin that's going to make me think that, wow, people are really going to just start loading up into Dogecoin like even more than last time, right? But I'm gonna start selling my Dogecoin off. What did I say, about like 80 cents or so? And then I'll see where it goes from there. Maybe even 70 cents if I feel the market's not doing as hot as I want it to, just because the way everything's been kind of all over the place with this new Bitcoin ETF story that's kind of blooming these days. Been holding Solana for 2 years, already up 78K in profit, cashing out once it hit 260. I mean, you're technically not too far away, so you're probably looking to sell at this cycle here, the way Solana's been going. And with Solana, I know it's a little bit different, but you know, the market cap is been getting higher, but it's not like it's something crazy. That's why I think most altcoins can really go a lot higher, except for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin's going to go much higher, excuse me. It's that parabolicness. You know, Bitcoin will go up a lot, don't get me wrong, but like Ethereum still has an opportunity to go to like $6,000 or $7,000 this cycle. BNB still has an opportunity to hit like maybe $800, $900 this cycle, even higher. Solana can go much higher than that, and, you know, and so forth there. Hey, Barbara, 61 to 69,000 is just the range until it breaks. Just play the something. I'll play the level. Excuse me. Front run on Doge, sell at 90 cents. I always get spooked with Dogecoin, so I sell a little bit earlier than everybody else. I mean, Elon has been quite about Doge, makes people load up more. LOL. See, you say that. I mean, like I said, I'm not even selling my Dogecoin, but I still want to hear more. I want to hear more and more and more. Then I want to see something surprising happening, and then I'll be much more excited about it. So, and just so you guys know, right now, Bitcoin just had a couple smaller breakouts here, like a breakout like that popping up, and there's also this longer term breakout which Bitcoin's doing, excuse me. We broke it right there, and we're just seeing how much further this thing wants to go higher. My price target right now is up $68,150. From there, I'm hoping it can go up a little bit higher over here towards 70,500. So I'm still holding my position right now, but basically just hoping that we continue on this trend. If you guys want to get pessimistic about Bitcoin again, that we're going to be going back down below $60,000, you're basically just going to wait for us to break down below this trend line here. We're still fairly close to it. We're not out of the woods yet for Bitcoin, like I said. But the good thing right now is we're about, what, $3,000 away. And the dollar index, as of now, is still not breaking out, which gives me a little bit of hope that we that we probably won't have too much to worry about here. I don't think there's much news coming out to tomorrow as well from let's see. Let's see. Oh. We got the 1.2 trillion spending package that could be signed into law. I don't even know if it was or not yet. There may be some issues with Speaker Johnson, perhaps, but I don't know if they're all bark and no bite here. How's the dollar index doing right now? I mean, technically we are very, very close to resistance here, which is kind of scary. But I think you're probably going to see people try to short this down instead of loading up into it. And we do have a shorter trading week this week. So what's the... So I'm guessing this is Easter. Let's see. Oh, okay. Doesn't tell me that. I'm assuming Easter. The Swiss cut rates cause weakness against the dollar. Oh yeah, that pumps up the dollar. We don't want to see that at all. Can I do dollar cost averaging next week? You can start dollar cost averaging whenever. And to prove this point to you, like, it just depends on what your tolerance is for pain with losing money. I started dollar cost averaging back over here last Thursday. Is it this Thursday? Yeah. Right here, before we started to drop. Then we started to drop, and I bought more on this Thursday right here. This Thursday one, yeah. Then I bought even more right here. And then I bought even more. No, I think, okay, I might have started over here. No, that's the 7th. No, it's over here. Okay. I started on the 14th, then I doubled down on the 21st, and then I'm probably going to double down. Well, I am going to be double down again this Thursday. So, but right now, my position is still down $79. It was down as much as like $180. So, I'm okay with it being down. You can see my average for Ethereum right now is way higher than the price of Ethereum. I'm starting dollar cost average, try to move it down a little bit more and see what happens, right? But I've been dollar cost averaging for quite a bit of time now. It's my strategy. I like the way it works, and I believe on. So today's 24th. Next week is the 31st. Let's say next Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to be signing a couple more sponsorship deals with exchanges, and I'm going to be doing dollar cost averaging portfolios for those. One is going to be a higher quality one where we're looking at dollar cost averaging specifically, you know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Solana, XRP, Dogecoin, like basically the top 25 things. All right. Then the other one is going to be like meme coin, AI city, and pretty much only those tokens as much as we can buy of them with 2x leverages or 3x leverages, and basically just waiting to see what happens. Now we will not invest. I'll have like $2,000 in each wallet. I probably won't invest all $2,000 at once, but we'll be pretty aggressive about how we buy and allocate money there. Maybe I'll have a higher average, so to speak, relative to everything else with Ajax than RLC or something, if that makes sense. So we'll be having some fun there. You guys will pretty much help me determine the percentage of the holdings for the portfolio, but one is going to be something more simple and basic for those of you guys who want the safe road. One is going to be something more of AI meme tokens. I mean, let's just hit the road running and go crazy with them. He had a descending wedge drawn on Doge, showing the right at the top of the edge. It could dip back down here or sooner breakout. What's your take on this? Right now, Dogecoin typically pumps into Bitcoin weakness, which is something I don't necessarily like. But he probably showed you something like this, I guess. Right? Something like that. To me, if I was looking at this and I'm not looking at a Bitcoin bull market, I would anticipate us coming back down somewhere close to maybe 16 cents and then trying to rally up over the next few days. That's typically how I see it. The way Dogecoin's been moving over the last few days, though, we're still about to be bullish, so I'd probably say dip and consolidate. We still have time to consolidate on the 4-hour chart here. Unless there's been some type of news I don't know about that really caused this thing to soar. My instinct would be profit taking, then a rally later on, maybe Monday or Tuesday or so. The good thing about this is we don't have to necessarily worry about all those holidays coming up. Let's see. I mean, you're getting pretty darn close to being bullish on Dogecoin. The only thing that kind of sucks is Bitcoin isn't as bullish on the technicals as Dogecoin is. So I would overwrite any bullishness I see with, you know, Bitcoin bearishness, as weird as that sounds. But right now, I would still say dip then rip type of approach to looking at that. Dip off the resistance, then breakout probably sometime tomorrow or the day after, depending on how long it wants to consolidate at least. But momentum is on its side here, so it's just kind of hard to say if you want to buy that breakout. Dogecoin breakouts don't always end up meaning great things. We need to see how Wall Street goes tomorrow. Friday was fairly lackluster given the dovishness by the Fed last week. The Fed was way too dovish. It freaking scared the crap out of me. Hey Selena, I have sold $185. Should I DC or sell or rebuy lower? It all depends on your strategy. Every time you guys make a trade, you have to have all of that already set in stone when you buy. You don't want to buy then wonder what's going to happen next. It's just going to ruin you financially. So you got to be very, very careful about that. And hey, Paula G, happy to see you. Hey bro, new to the channel. Can you give a small background on your history with Bitcoin? Like how many cycles have you been through? Stuff like that. what, like 2016, I think is when I first got into Bitcoin. So I took part a little bit of the 2017 big cycle there. I didn't own much crypto at the time. I just bought a little bit of Bitcoin, but not really crazy amounts. How's my, my internet speed is slowing down here. Internet, don't do this to me. This is why I try not to stream in the middle of the day here. Oh, well, we'll see if I start buffering, you guys, I'm sorry. But anyway, 2016, I started buying a little bit of Bitcoin. The rally happened in 2017. I didn't sell because I didn't know any better. Then 2018 came. I think when it started dropping back down to like $5,000, $6,000, I started to buy up even more because I went to this small little meeting group and they were like, hey, they were pumping up Bitcoin and like what it can actually do for the future. And I bought into that, and I bought like maybe like 4 or 5 Bitcoin. And then I really only got used to the cycles in 2020, 2021. And then I got YouTube famous, you may say, from Dogecoin of all things. But the way I trade is much different than other YouTubers. I like to trade less, and like when I trade, I want to make sure I'm going to be making money off the trade. And then I usually trade out with a momentum strategy, and not so much just of a technical breakout. I think a lot of YouTubers like to trade with just breakout, like technical breakouts, like you have a trend line and you buy the breakout, stuff like that. I don't like trading like that at all. I like to have a breakout plus this, plus this, plus that, you know, and then once I see all that stuff, I'm more likely to buy into the actual currency for a day trade or a swing trade. And I prefer to hold for a while longer. Hey, Crazy Waffles, you think Bitcoin's going to dump again? I still think we have a good chance of dumping. Right now, though, it's going to take something big happening this week in order to really push us down. What I'm waiting for it now for something of a really like a bearish signal to really take hold is if the dollar index does actually have that breakout here above this trend line. Because, you know, how do I say, we spent all week kind of like waiting to see if we were going to break out. We came close, but we didn't. We've had a couple days off because the market's closed, of course, for the rest of the market out there, or you know, the stock market and traditional, but legacy markets. I don't know what you guys want to call them. And right now, I'm basically just waiting to see if we have a surge. If we have a surge from this, to me, that signals Bitcoin at least coming back down to like the $62,000 to $60,000 level. I'm gonna get a little bit more, you know, I'm gonna get a little more worried if that happens. Until then, I think we've kind of saved ourselves a little bit just by doing a little bit of forecasting. So you see right now, Bitcoin's pretty much consolidating and having a jolly good old time, I guess. I don't know what all these freaking weird windows I'm having. I'm just tired today. That's probably it. However, we've been going sideways for a while. That gives the oscillators an opportunity here to start to get more positive. You know, we have the RSI could turn positive if we were to break out earlier today. RSI would turn positive, the stochastic would turn positive, and the MACD might turn positive sometime on Tuesday. My internet speed is really lagging right now. Let's see. But let's go back over here. So that's pretty much what I'm seeing. I can see it happen pretty easily here. I would say today's gonna be an important day, but if you're looking for a technical reason to be maybe a little more pessimistic on Bitcoin, it's this one that I have up on this screen. It's going to be this trend line here on the 4-hour chart or the daily chart, whatever you prefer. Right? Low, the higher lows here. If we start breaking down below that, that's a pretty big sign that we're going to have to try to retest and do a larger, higher low here in order to get things moving along. The pain is your learning tuition. Oh, for learning, yeah. It costs a lot to learn how to trade, unless you do it the right way, but I haven't met a single